Everyone to our MTM Monday mentoring session, and today we come with a topic of true positivity, and I'm now giving the floor to Receive Joy.
Thank you. So let's start with a prayer, everyone. Oh, dear Heavenly Father, we thank you so much that you are with us today again in the here and in the now, where we are as well. And thank you for your love, and thank you that you installed the trust in us, that we can trust you, and then that we can have faith, and that we can have expectations, and that you are on our side, and you open all the doors for us. And thank you that today you also install into our hearts what it means to be truly positive, and that we learn your positivity and that we act on your positivity. So I thank you so much. I love you so much. And I thank you for sending everyone here today to hear your message. In your name I pray. Amen. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for joining today. It's a really exciting, it's a really great topic. We all talk about positivity so much, and we think we are positive. And today we want to do it the Receive Joy way. We up it a notch. So what does it mean to be truly positive? So it's basically an advanced positivity. Because sometimes we have people in our life, or even us ourselves, we think we are positive, and then there's always the next step, the next glory we can take it to, and that's completely fine. Or we meet someone, Carissa and I, we kind of had the saying at some point. We had one client, and we said like, oh, she is the most positive negative person there is. So she talked about over all the negative stuff in such a positive way. You know, you think we are so positive, and the message what was conveyed in the words was less than. So and you might recognize that about yourself sometimes. I mean, even I do. It's like I think in my heart I'm completely positive. I think I have positive thoughts, and then I catch myself. Is that truly the version I wish to be? So, and to start this with, since positivity, and especially true positivity, can be completely individual, and before I put my word agreement or Receive Joy word agreement on all of us, I wish to have just a little talk around and see what true positivity means in your heart. And to start this exercise, I wish for all of us to hone into these words and check our word agreements. And let's do that with our eyes closed. So close your eyes for a moment and inhale and exhale. And again, take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. And another deep breath in and letting go. And now when you feel in your heart, when you open your heart to the words, true positivity, advanced positivity, biblical positivity, God's positivity, what images come up? What does it mean in your heart? And notice what you feel. Maybe you have some scenes coming up that show you true positivity when you thought in true positivity, or when you spoke in true positivity, or when you acted in true positivity. What was it like? What did you feel? Or maybe images come up that show you the opposite. Situation where you wish that you would have thought, spoke, acted in a different way. So when you now have enjoyed some of those scenes, some of these memories, please come back to the here and now. Open your eyes. Take a piece of paper and your pen and take some notes of what you saw, that we can now share it with each other. So take a moment and write down, what is it for yourself? What did you see? What came up in your heart? What does it mean for you to go beyond positivity? To be the advanced version of positivity in your life? When you're ready to, and you took your notes, just show me with the sign of hands or on the Zoom call here with raising your hand, or type in the chat box that you're ready. And then please share with us. Who's ready to share? Harald.
So my feelings come up with love, as well peace, calm, and happiness. So that I feel good emotions.
Was there any specific situation that came? Any memory?
No, just calm. So I go down. So very peaceful.
Thank you. Very peaceful, yes.
Thanks.
Thank you. Edina, what came up for you? What is your understanding? What is your word definition with true positivity?
It come up calmness. And with calmness also like knowing and shining is interesting.
Okay, Mike, how about you? What do you bring onto the topic of true positivity? What is it for you?
Well, I usually have my notebook, by the way, but I'm outside. I don't have anything, so I'm using my memory more here. What came to mind for me in the images that showed up were being basically present to now, what's happening. And my mind, body, spirit, soul, everything allows me to really examine what is it that I'm present to? What am I aware of? What's my consciousness looking at? What is it interested in? So like you were saying earlier, I resonated with, there's kind of like the algebraic scale, which goes negative, positives, and neutral. I think our behaviors, our attitudes, our demeanors, so on and so forth, can be anywhere in those ranges. And sometimes just like being out of shape, or you could say people who are really active, maybe they're in great shape, practice it more often, being in that space, right? Of creating constantly, because that's the only place we can do it is now. And creating that positive space still doesn't negate, you like that word, the negativity that can show up in our space. Just being a human being, I'm aware that we still have temptation, we still have sin. And I was examining some shows I've been watching a lot about Christ related, Paul, Christ, different Andrew, different disciples. And Christ, and a lot of them would go on their own because they didn't want to be tempted or hearing and distracted by other people's just talking. So by being quiet, I also was aware of the food, if you will, the nutrition in which we as human beings, and myself especially, give myself to fuel this machine, if you will. So for me, I look at it as a spiritual experience, having a human experience, right? Spiritual being having a human experience. So I stop making myself wrong if I make a mistake, sin, or tempted. It's just acknowledging it, letting it go, and just realizing, okay, where did that come from? Where's the motivation behind that? And be still and know that I'm God, right? So I just like be still in God's presence. And that's what gives me joy, peace, increases my faith and love and compassion for everybody who suffers. We all do somehow in some way. It's just enjoying it. Like it says in James chapter 1, 2-4, count it all joy, whatever it is. Like you can enjoy like a class. Oh, this is a hard class, or this is difficult. Sometimes you might enjoy it if you give it an opportunity. So that's what I'm present to. I'm complete.
Thank you, Mike. Christine O2. We have two Christines here on the call, so that's why.
Hi. Hi, everyone.
What came up for you?
First came up was a beautiful crystal clear creek, kind of bubbling over rocks. Beautiful, kind of like a mountain stream. And the message was about being in the flow, that I think true positivity is kind of non-resistance, feeling like you're in the flow of life. And then another image I had, which I had years ago, and it's come up here and there. And actually it's in my book too, Campfire Confessions. But I had a visualization of sitting with Jesus side by side, and just him talking to me. And that message was about trust and letting go. And I think true positivity is when you can be in a place of trust, because when you are, you have less anxiety. And then I just really felt my body relax. You know, if I really thought what is true positivity, if I trust and I let go and I allow myself to be in the flow, then I have less, I can let go of anxiety, and I can let go of the stress I hold on to. And then when you said, what does it mean to be advanced? And I thought about that, and I thought, to me, it's about being very conscious of where I'm at and kind of how I'm feeling. And I thought about, there's this new exercise I started doing in the morning. And I had the opportunity to take a master class with Jean Houston. I don't know if people here are probably familiar with Jean Houston. She's quite a leader in neuroscience and quantum physics, and in science overall, neuroscience. And she had this saying, you know, if we sit with our hands, if we shake off our negative energy type of thing, if we can put our hands up here and just receive, but then ask to call in you want your best, highest blueprint of your life. Or another tool that was taught actually by Kisma Overvich was another way to wake up in the morning is just, you know, to say, my intention for today is be in total alignment with the highest life plan that is meant for me. And that you kind of repeat that through the day, and it can kind of help reset you, because sometimes our intentions can kind of maybe put us back in a work mode or a task mode. So if you kind of can come with a different type of alignment, and I think that personally that's been helping me, because I was just in such a high task mode the last few months that I need to kind of shift away from that and feed the soul a little bit more, because I think the soul was thirsty. And another part of that, of being advanced, for me anyways, and this is a personal thing, is self-praise. Because personally, I do not take enough time to recognize what I've done. And I didn't do it by myself, that's for sure, but I still took a lot of initiative and took the action and took those steps. And when I looked back through my Facebook, I was trying to find something, Adina, to relate to some things we did. I was like, wow, we worked really hard and we did so much. And, you know, and God wants me to be proud of that, right? He gave me those opportunities. So that's my answer. That's what I can share.
Thank you. Wonderful. James Stephen, what came up for you for true positivity? You're still on mute? Still mute.
Got it.
Yeah.
I'll answer that question. And first, I want to say thank you for being here all this time and keeping this beautiful gathering percolating and creating blessings. I'm rejoining as of today, and I'll get the invoicing and square up with you too. So my experience of true happiness, it's feeling a number of things and sensing a number of things. The most essential thing is that I feel like Michael was saying, this stillness. And I found that when I can be in a state of stillness, if I'm moving or if I'm sitting still, and also a state of silence where the mind is not chattering and it's going on and on in some other direction, that I enter the sanctum, I enter the heart, the high heart, and from that place I'm in a state of equilibrium, and from there everything that I experience is it's very sublime. And that's really what I find to be, puts me like in a more advanced state of happiness. It's to be in the heart with God, to be in a state of silence, to be in stillness, and it's definitely a work in progress. I'm able to tap into it, of course, when I practice meditation and I'm in stillness and I'm silent and I enter the sanctum. So my ongoing work is to bring that into activity, and it's easy when I'm driving, but when I'm interacting with people and doing things, it gets increasingly challenged. So which I enjoy this. I feel that when I'm synchronizing my inner world and I'm really embracing what's happening around me, and sensing and seeing how spirit is manifesting the reality. It's because I am the lens of the creative force, and I'm sensing and appreciating that puts me into a really nice, happy place. So in short form, my mantra to myself is, my greatest gift to life is being present as presence. And that comes back to me. That's a road marker. There's the center line, and that's where I want to be. So, and what makes, and true happiness is also, it's funny, Christine was saying mountain stream. I really, I feel very happy in certain environments, and sometimes I'll just go to my past times, some years ago, being in Lake Tahoe, for instance, and I'll savor that, and then just being in there, and then looking around and saying, hey, it's beautiful right here, and carrying that into the vision of what's now. So that's my experience. Thank you.
Thank you for sharing, James Stephen.
You're very welcome.
Christine Ritter, what comes to mind when you hear true positivity?
I think more than anything, it's for me right now, it's acceptance and the way it is. I can get overwhelmed right now trying to deal with the car accident, and we were supposed to have the new car last Friday, but the truck driver's truck broke down, and we're supposed to now have it tomorrow morning. And I want to gain some weight because I'm so skinny and my hair is so short, and it's just not. It's not growing, and I'm not putting on the weight, and I'm eating and I'm eating. And it's just basically having to accept everything and the peace that it'll all work out in the end. My wrist is getting better, and every day I just keep saying, it's better today than it was yesterday. And it really is getting better. The people that stayed with us after the accident and took care of us, he is a spiritual motivational speaker, and he sent me his book. Oh my God, it's exactly what we're working on here. Exactly. I mean, and that was my intention to come up here, was to work on your books. I brought them all with me, and I'm going to do the workbooks and and there's his book that comes. I mean, and God put him right behind us when we totaled the car. So, I think more it's to have that peace that it's all in God's plan. And this is a lesson that I've had to learn since last September, and I get frustrated though. So all through my illness, all through the broken wrist, through the accident, and it's peace and accepting that we're working through it, I guess. So, but hey, twice in 5 months, I was at death's door, and I am still here and healthy. So,
Yeah.
Yes, God has a plan.
Peace and acceptance. Absolutely. Thank you, Christine.
I think
Jasmine, when you think of the term true positivity, what comes to mind? What is on your heart, on the top of your head? What is true positivity for you?
Honestly, true positivity for me is honestly having a relationship with God. You know, you hear about growing up, you hear about people having a relationship with the Lord, but to actually have it yourself is a game changer. To actually have a relationship with the Lord yourself is a big game changer. When you have a relationship with the Lord yourself, you can talk with the Lord, and he'll give you clarity and understanding. And just because when you come out of the world before you get saved, there's a lot of confusion. That's just the truth. It's a lot of confusion. So when you are being discipled and you receive the Holy Spirit, you get access and you get clarity to things that you were confused about. And you can walk in a peace that's like surpassingly amazing. What's his name? Michael had kind of hit on it. I like that. One thing that I love about being a Christian that makes me excited and happy is that we're spirit beings. And when you know that you're a spirit, you have an understanding that you rule and reign. This is your physical body, but your spirit rules, and you have control over your emotions. You have control over, the earth, honestly, with your words and all that type of stuff. So knowing that you have that control, knowing that you have control over your body, over your emotions, having that clarity that you are a child of God, you can call things that be not as though they were. You can rule. I love that. I love the peace that comes with that, knowing that it all works together for my good. I know that because I'm a spirit, my spirit is perfect. I have divine health. I'm strong. I'm healthy. I'm whole. I am rich because that's my birthright. I am blessed. That's my birthright. And when I know that I'm a spirit, I'm not my physical body. it can manifest. And when I know who I am, I'm a spirit, I'm not my body, I'm a spirit. So when I know that and I have full understanding, those things can manifest and I can have complete control over that. And that's so exciting. It's so exciting to know that I'm in partnership with God and I'm in joint with Jesus. I'm a joint heir. That's exciting. That's so exciting to know, like, hey, I'm delivered. I don't have to, when I know if I'm tempted about something, so many young people, even, my age, just people in general, you can get tempted with like, oh, a sin. Sin has no control over you when you know you're a spirit. When you know you're a spirit, it has no control over you. If you're dealing with something, oh, nope, I'm a spirit. My flesh is wanting something. Let me line that back up with what God says, because I'm perfect. My spirit is perfect. And that's who I am. So it's freedom and it's clarity. It's so much clarity when you know that and you can walk in it. That's one of those things that I love about, that makes you happy. I can dance when something bad happens. I can sing and say, oh, you know what? Ha, ha, ha. I can laugh by faith and know that it's all going to work out. Even when something is thrown at me, I know that everything is fine because I know that I win because Jesus conquered it all. I win no matter what the physical circumstance look like. I win. In the end, I'm going to come out better and stronger as a person. So that's my happiness and positivity, because it's life changing when you understand that you're a spirit and you have everything that God wants you to have. It may have not manifested, but your spirit has it, and you just have to believe it. That's one of my happiness. I'm complete.
Amen. Keep on preaching, sister. Thank you, Jasmine. That was wonderful. And all of you, thank you so much for tuning into what does it mean? True positivity, advanced positivity for you. And as you can see, it is individual, and still we have some underlying consistencies that we all agree with: the peace, the stillness. And I also took a while to meditate upon it, and I came up with some things I wish to share with you and remind you of when it comes to true positivity. So the first thing that came up was Philippians 4:8, and I wish to read it to you again. And it's one of my favorite verses. I probably cite here a lot. It's such a verse for me when it comes to positivity. So finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. So, and this gives us a really good roadmap of true positivity in a biblical sense. So when we think about what does it mean, like when we have a true thought, a noble thought, a right thought, a pure thought, a lovely thought. So what is excellence for us and praiseworthiness? And when we see everything that circumstances throw at us and we gauge it against these kind of words, and we know exactly where to get back to, how to align, how to be centered. And it also comes, of course, with the stillness and with the peace that comes from having the Lord. So I sum it up completely under see the good in all, and I view my world friendly. So, and then staying in neutrality. And I know we took this year a lot of meetings when we always drop the term neutrality. And what does it mean to be neutral? So from us, advanced positivity is less than, oh yeah, I'm on the hype of the ecstasy of the happiness. Is actually the higher self is the acceptance, as some of you said, the acceptance of it all. So, and staying in neutrality and being okay with every outcome there is, because everything external has zero influence on our internal feelings. So when we have the peace and the stillness, then we are there, right? We are at the neutrality of it. And then we can state what we prefer. Of course, I prefer this outcome. I expect this outcome. I declare this outcome. I ask for this outcome. But this is when the alignment is there first, when we're first connected, we are plugged in with God, then everything can flow. So I'm completely also, this flow and allow of things came to me. Like Christine said, the river of it all. So the flow and allow of it. That is absolutely true positivity. So, and it's more than smile and wave. It's really when we take after the biggest role model there is. We have the Bible, and Jesus is our biggest role model in that. And he showed us what true positivity truly is. How do we react in certain circumstances? How do we show compassion toward humanity? How do we express our love? So we just have to go back and see. And then I love this. There were these little bands you can buy, or like all these WWJD, right? You always remember, what would Jesus do? And this is the great reminder we had, and it's still coming up in my own. This is also going into what Mike said with the nutrition. When Jesus comes into your house, what would he eat? What can you recognize still of today's food? Would he say like, oh, olive oil probably is great because he knows that? So, and then there's a Twinkies bar. I'm less sure if he would try it. Probably he's open to everything, and he blesses it to perfection in a way of it has all the nutrition. However, like for us, can we believe that it truly nourishes our body to the fullest? And then we always talk about positive words. So true positivity is when we finally understand that we have to clean up our tongue, that everything we say creates. Every thought we think, it's a magnetic pull, like attracts like. Every thought we think attracts. Every word we speak creates. That's the beauty of it. True positivity is we know that the word creates, and that we can trump every single thought we have with the declaration that comes over our tongues. So that's wonderful. That is true positivity, when we finally are able to clean up our language, our Babylon, and be with our tongue in the promised land. And this is what we really have our consciousness here in this gathering. Every time when we meet, it's like, can we clean ourselves up? What we say, that we only attract the true positivity. And yes, we are so taught by society, by school, by social media, we are taught certain phrases and words. And our being together here, this is the advanced step that we say, well, this is how society and consciousness does it. However, I choose to take it up a notch. I choose that only positive words come out of my mouth. And I choose that my past is not longer defining me, that my future is created now. And I accept all the outcomes, and I prefer whatever is good, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is praiseworthy and excellent. That's what I choose. So we are different than the average because we have the consciousness already in this group. We know. And it's zero excuse anymore of, oh, the world has done it, and we use this phrase because everyone does it. It's okay. Everyone can do whatever they like, and they can receive whatever they create. And I choose to receive whatever I create. And I create and I send out goodness, that the highliness and the chance that goodness comes back in return is elevated as well. So can I enter as a person of true positivity? Can I enter every room and bring this air of godliness and enthusiasm and everything with me? Can I lit the room? And I love this. One of you said like, oh, it's really the light comes, when we think about true positivity. And this is exactly what it is. Can I light the room? Can I be so polished up that God's light can show through me when I enter a room, that eyes turn to me because I have this air of godliness about me in a way of showing that I'm such a positive person? And can I be so motivated by the count it all joy of life that whatever's thrown at me, I can count it all joy, right? So can I show the excitement I have for life? And can I then light someone else with it? Can I be the light to light more lights? So it's, how do I stand? How do I present myself with every breath I take? And even to myself, and this is why I like Christine, I know we also talked about that before, the praise of self and the celebration of self. And this is how the air, so if you celebrate something because you know you're a winner, you have a completely different output in life. And you enter a room completely different, and you own the room in a way of, you can bring the vibe with you, and everything is always attracted to the higher frequency. So when you are the one going into a room with a higher frequency, you know where the attraction goes. And then you can become the role model. So talk the talk, walk the walk. And then, of course, true positivity for me is also the happiness. And James Stephen was so cute that you put it on one-on-one already. So when we talk about positivity, for you, you kind of switch to happiness right away. For you, it was like the same agreement, positivity and happiness. And of course, positivity comes with the happiness of the heart. That's our expression. So the flow and allow, the positive words, the happiness we have, the excitement, and then how we present ourselves. And this comes then with the next step, sharing happy stories. So can we then go on and say, okay, true positivity for me is to drop whatever's less than. So when you categorize it in your head, okay, you have it this way or this way. So is it positive? Is it truly positive to share? Can I make someone else better with the story I share? And then drop the rest. So share the happy stories, right? And the learnings we have and the insights we received. And Christine did it in a wonderful way in a novel, bringing that further. And so we share our insights, our learning, we share our happy stories. So what's your body language? How do you show up, right? And it's being upright, shoulders back, breast out, and we know all of that, and the deep breath. So present yourself in a way that it honors the Lord. That's how he wants us to show up, though. We are the heirs. We are the princes and princesses. So how does a royal court present itself in life? So be the prince and princess. Walk it out, talk it out, act it out. Because that's what you earn, what you own. It's your birthright, as we said. So yeah, and then it comes down to also true satisfaction and also gratitude. So when the heart is full of gratitude, gratefulness, thankfulness, of course we can only be positive, right? When we are completely satisfied with everything that is, and satisfaction leads to more satisfaction. The universe then hears, oh, I'm satisfied with that. So now I can give more and I can give more. And we keep on being satisfied and we keep on being grateful. So satisfaction and gratefulness also leads to absolute true positivity. So walk through life joyfully motivated. And this is an internal motivation. Has zero to do with the stick and the carrot that some of us are motivated by. It has to be an internal motivation. And that comes with having the Lord, as Jasmine was preaching so wonderfully earlier in this call. So show the goodness of God. So, and then just remember, we talked about it in the last calls, that when anything is thrown onto you, whatever it may be, you're just collecting data. You see, okay, oh, wow, this is what I probably thought and said before, and this is how I receive it. And this is a message I just receive. So we're just collecting data on anything. And then we can, as a business analyst, kind of in a style, say, oh, that worked. And maybe I have to change this a little bit. And I really love it when going through life and the resistance comes up and your gut clenches and there's circumstances coming up that you're like, oh, wow, how did I create this? But it shows us this is a learning effect of our soul when this comes up. And I love it so much because then you can actually have a conscious look at it and deal with it in a way, wow, okay, this is another aspect I can still tweak a little bit to be better, to make it better. Because we know we created all, we live in this hall of mirrors, and there's only I and my creator. And everything that goes out is a reflection of me, because God is only good. So anything less than, I know I created. It was me, it was me, it is me. And that is a pivoting point, right? It's me, it's me, it's me. I'm taking responsibility. And now that I see that, I can make a tweak. So it's great. So these are the things that we in our group are so aware of, because we are aware and awake in this kind of area. So it's wonderful that we have the opportunity to go from glory to more glory. And that's what it is. It's just life. And as I said in our last meeting, our superconscious just loves everything, or everything is an experience. So it's so great to just, it is. And when we come and see something, then we put like some emotion on it, and we put our spin of our past and our memory on it, and then we make it something. So everything just is until we make it to something, into something. And then we put labels on it. Oh, it stresses me. Oh, it annoys me. Or other labels that we come up with, right? And it just is. It's just life happening, and life always happens for me. So can we, as true positive people, just stay in this neutrality of it is, and then be happy about it, count it all joy that it is. Oh, there's another opportunity for me to investigate myself. There's another way to learn about myself. There's another way to now do it better and go from glory to more glory. So expecting the best. That's also one point that came up for me for true positivity. Yeah, it really shows when your heart is lit. It really shows when you burn for something. It really shows when you have a mission, when you have a passion. And then when you go out into this world and do your mission and do your thing, that is your thing that you came here to do, it really shows your heart is lit. And then you can only be true and positive. And it shows, like, with everything we do, there is love in it, and there is a part of us in it. And then people buy whatever it is, like friendship or whatever you have to offer, because it comes from the heart. And I love that in the beginning, when you also said that it's really true positivity comes from the heart. So thank you for sharing your heart. So, and I really, really wish to point out something else. So we always have choice, right? We always can choose. There's always a versus we can make up. There's always good and bad, and there's black and white. And there's also always a choice. And the choice, that means that we have it all. Because if there is a choice, that we can choose something, that means we have the whole continuum of everything. And I hope you really, really receive what I'm saying here. Everything is already pre-planned, everything is there. And once you have a choice, there's a choice of all emotions already presented to you. You can have it all. You can choose whatever emotion you like from this buffet of life. And it's up to you to choose whatever you wish. So that means there's everything. So even when it comes to abundance, because we are here on True Millionaires, it means we already have a choice. We have a choice. And if we have a choice, it is already given. It's there to grab. It's nothing we have to create. It's already there. everything was already done before the beginning of time, with the foundation of the earth. Everything is already in the matter. It's just for us to grab it out and to see that there is a choice. And that's a step some of us still have to take, to see that we have a choice. Because we think with our routines that we are in, with our daily habitual sayings, doings, walk, that we have only this, oh, I have to do it this way because my parents did it this way, because I was taught this way. And if you take a step back, you see that there's always a choice. And we usually choose something to belong. So we still want to belong to the people who taught us this kind of way. We still choose to belong. So there's another choice we make for other reasons. However, can we keep our focus so completely on what is it what we wish to receive in life, our end result? So what is our creation? What is that we wish to put forth into this world here? That we can really just focus on that and leave the distractions out there and then choose exactly this. And I know, like, when you ask around and all humanity, everyone would tell you, oh, I choose to be happy, right? Everyone would say, yeah, I wish happiness. Are you acting like you're choosing happiness? That's the second question, because a lot of people want happiness and then they blame other circumstances for, why can't I be happy now? And we talked about this last time with this, if I had this, then I would get this. And the truth is, you're always taking yourself with you. So can I drop this if then mode and be happy now? And this is what true positivity is. When you're completely in the then right now, be it before you see it, be it to attract it, whatever you want to say it, however you wish to do it. So you can choose happiness now, because right now is the greatest gift you have, now moment. And this is also, some of you said, when I asked about true positivity in the beginning, you had the inspiration of the now, the present moment came up with lots of you. And that is a true thing. That's the present of the moment. And from here, there are so many possibilities and there's only greatness. So expect the best. Yeah, it's easier to change the inside anyways than the outside. So to make the choice of happiness, to make the choice of being happy now, be positive now. And then the question of what would Jesus do? Kind of in a way, like, what would my higher self do, right? So what is it? How would the person I wish to become decide? So there are all these beautiful, beautiful questions. What would the person I wish to be, how would they act, think, talk? What would they do? What would they think, right? The person I wish to be, the higher self. And that's what you already are, because you cannot grab anything, or you cannot have any thought that is not you. That is not possible. And that's also the great thing here when we share with each other. We open ourselves to new possibilities. So now that we shared what true positivity is for all of us, all our true positivities, word agreements can open up so wonderfully, and we can accept it all. And I really just wish to go over a few words again that you said. And it's so, so wonderful. So if you want to write some of them with you, or you can always go back to the recording later on and Dina will upload it again. It's so beautiful what you all contributed to positivity. So just a few words to really bring you in alignment with it. It's love, peace, calmness, happiness, knowing, light, being present, be in and now, creative, accept, acknowledge, stillness, joy, compassion, quiet, flow, trust, letting go, relax, conscious, receive, best and highest self, alignment, intention, self-praise, equilibrium, activity, synchronizing, presence, acceptance, better, God's plan, relationship, clarity, understanding, control, freedom, winning, smile, laughter, excitement, enthusiasm, brighten, share, stand up, satisfaction, gratitude, goodness, neutrality, choice, expectation, intention. I know there's many more. So keep your list going whenever you have an, and it's such a beautiful list to read over, to bring you back into alignment. And I hope you felt the same thing I just felt when I read out all these words. It's completely the calm and the serenity, the positivity, the happiness just flooded. So in the stillness, again, one step for the stillness again. Sometimes stillness means also shut your mouth. And that means really be quiet. And next step then is listen to the Lord. But sometimes it starts with step number 1. We have to take duct tape to our mouth to go back into the goodness of it all and stop whatever there is. And we had so many great meetings about all the stop it effects that we talked about. So go back and look at the stop it's, and there's plenty of those. So shut your mouth is really the first thing to be in alignment. So, and one thing I really, I said in the list also progression, because there's one point here I still have on my list is when we are in complacency and still in complaining mode also, we are still being comfortable. However, there's zero progression, and our soul wishes to progress. We always wish to go from glory to glory. We are here to, some say it's for learning or for rejoicing, whatever it is, but it is always a progression of some sort. It's an evolution, and we go from one evolution in our lifetime to the next evolution, and however you want to word it. There's always a next, there's always something, always a mission to accomplish. And then we have the urge to do something else. And when we have the urge to bring something else into creative being. And this is all what life is about, it's creation. And every creation is good when it comes from the heart and when it comes from you expressing yourself in a wonderful way. And it can be expressed to children, grandchildren, it can be expressed in every breath you do. So whatever you decide to do in every conversation, you're expressing yourself. And everything that is in your circumstance come up. However you react to things, you express yourself. And then you start creating with your words. So stay in true positivity when it comes to creation. Because that is the ultimate goal why we are here. And we all express it in different ways. And it's so beautiful to share these different ways. But stay in creation, stay in progression. So say goodbye to complacency, complaining, whatever the sad stories is. Bye-bye. I'm now making the choice. I'm stepping into my truest, highest self of true positivity. So choose this, and you're still on mute, I think. You can say it out loud. You can scream it in your house. Just say it. Just make it known. Make it known. Dear God, I choose to be truly positive. Okay, I want to see your mouth moving. Say it. Say something like this. Make a declaration for yourself. I choose to be truly happy. I choose to. Thank you. Beautiful. Because you have to declare things. The molecules move when you declare, when you speak it out. So we speak out whatever we choose. And now you heard it yourself, your soul heard it, your subconscious heard it. You told yourself what's on. And now you can go into the week coming in absolute true positivity. Is there any question, any comment before we close and pray? Christine?
I just wanted to acknowledge how powerful that was, that I choose. It's something that I've taught and I've used, but I kind of had forgotten that tool. I mean, I haven't used it lately. So that was really wonderful to be reminded of that. And it was wonderful to be part of this group. I don't show up that often. I've had usually a set meeting at this time for business, but it's a true joy and honor and blessing to be with everybody today and you're just share everyone's wisdom. It's just been so wonderful. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you for being with us. We hope to see you smile more often. Okay, so since you are here with us now, Christine, would you do us an honor and close us in prayer, please?
Dear God, dear Heavenly Father, let us open our hearts and our bodies and our minds and spirits to just let your love pour through us. We may feel it from the crown of our head, your love flowing through our head, down our face, and our eyes, and our nose, and our lips. That we may see your blessings and love and wonder. We may taste it, we may hear it. Let that love flow down our throats. That love flow down our hearts and down our arms, at our hands, at our fingers, so we may create and give to others. Let pour out of our heart into the hearts of others. Let that love pour down to our stomachs, to our hips, down our legs, to our knees, into our calves, into our feet, back onto this beautiful earth that you have created for us. Thank you so much. In peace, I pray. Amen.
Amen. Thank you so much. So next week, I think the topic is the illusion of time. So we are having a really great look at all the sayings that we ever made up, that we ever heard about the topic of time. So take throughout the week now, make a little list whenever you hear a saying of time. Oh, I have no time, or whatever comes up with the topic of time, because it's such an illusion, and we wish to bust it a little bit by shining the spotlight on the illusion of time and all the sayings we have with that and all the agreements we have with that. And I know, Christine, that's also one of yours, right? So I hope to see you on Monday again, that we can look at all the time things. And please remember also, last meeting we talked about that we wish to also compile a list of our money sayings, or the abundance and the resistance that comes up, because in the next wealth meeting, that is always the second week in a month. So after the miracle sharing and asking, we always talk about our wealth habits. And we said we wish to really compile our own list of sayings that come up when it comes to abundance. So what kind of resistance comes up when we think about that? So like, just top of my head, when I talked to Christine, came up, oh, it's maybe not in my budget. So these kind of things that come up, right? that is less than the abundance that we wish for. So make a list of all these abundance sayings for yourself and look at the resistance that come up, that we can take an hour to bust through some of that and see what the real truth behind it. Because it's always a message whenever something pops up. There's a message. So we have the illusion of time next week. So please collect your time sayings. And as you know, I'm always prepared. I have like probably 50 time sayings already collected. So however, I wish to hear yours. And then we shine a spotlight on that. So the illusion of time next week. And I wish you a beautiful, wonderful, productive, fun week ahead. And I'm really looking forward to see all of your smiles again next Monday for our MTM session. I love you all so much. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for giving me your energy and your inspiration, your insights, your love, your smiles again. It's so wonderful. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Love you all very much. See you next Monday. Mwah.
Thank you, dear.
And I second everything you wish for.